The Turfmaker 800 is a professional hydroseeder designed to cover tight spaces and wide areas. This quick start training video will give you knowledge on operating and maintaining the machine and its attachments, as well as tips for troubleshooting. For more information and detailed descriptions, please see the operator's manual. Before using for the first time, it is a good idea to practice with the machine. Locate an area to practice spraying mulch on the ground. About 15,000 square feet of bare ground is ideal. Mulch sprayed on bare soil will not have any adverse effect on the soil and will biodegrade in a few months. The practice area must have water access, either a garden hose or access to a fire hydrant. Also, 700 pounds of wood mulch with tackifier will be needed for practice. Starting the motor. Before operating the motor, always check the oil before beginning. When starting the engine, pull the choke lever outward to close. Slowly return the choke to the open position as the engine warms. The motor should run all day on one tank of gas. Adding water and mulch seed mixture to the agitator tank. To start, you will want to add water to the flush tank located at the front of the machine. Once filled, rotate the red lever above the flush tank to send water to the agitator tank. To fill the agitator tank, follow these steps. First, fill the water to the shaft of the agitator. Then, start the agitator spinning forward using the lever. Next, add 2 bags of mulch and the first bag of seed. This must be done before water reaches the bolts on the side of the tank. Also, make sure top latch door is shut. Add the rest of the mulch as the tank continues to fill with water. After everything is added, run the agitator in reverse to fully mix. Once mixed, pull the agitator back to forward position, but not at full speed. This allows more horsepower to run the pump for spraying. Note, when using the agitator lever, go slow. Do not quickly move back and forth. The agitator lever has a forward and reverse setting. Use forward full speed while adding mulch and seed. Use reverse only after everything is fully added. Use forward low speed while using the pump. The pump lever also has a forward and reverse setting. Note, you would only use reverse if the pump becomes clogged. Using the spray hose. Open the hose lever, lower yellow, by sliding it left, and close the tower spray gun lever, upper yellow, by turning right or horizontal. Regulate pressure with bypass valve located underneath the pump, labeled Pump Pressure Control Valve. Note, the black lever for pressure should be at full speed. When starting with the hose, have the pressure completely open and slowly decrease until desired pressure is reached. It is recommended that you use a 2-man operation procedure. One person sprays and another moves and adjusts the hose and regulates pressure as needed. To start spraying, walk to the end of the hose and position the hose over the shoulder. Hold the nozzle about chest high and point downward. Open the hose control valve and begin spraying. Aim the nozzle and spray the material exactly where it is needed. Direct the spray down into the soil to avoid moving the soil. Move the nozzle in such a way as to paint the ground with mulch and produce a uniform cover. The nozzle can be twisted and turned to achieve appropriate overlapping. When mulch coming out of the hose begins to sputter, the tank is approaching empty. Continue to spray until material stops flowing. Turn off hose control valve and stop pump by putting it into the middle position. Important: do not let the hose sit in front of the muffler. Also, if the hose will be sitting for more than 30 to 45 minutes, it needs to be flushed to prevent buildup. The garden hose attachment located on the pump can be used to flush if no water is left in the flush tank. We will discuss flushing operations in more detail later in this video. Using the tower gun. Close hose lever, lower yellow, by sliding it right, and open tower spray gun lever, upper yellow, by turning left or vertical. Controlling water pressure can be done with the machine lever or the lever located on the right side of the tower gun, closest to the ladder. Nozzles. You will get a feel for the nozzles the more you use them. Smaller nozzles give a more controlled spray. Both have 65-degree tips. These will mostly be used with the hose and not the tower. 300 puts out 30 gallons per minute. 400 puts out 40 gallons per minute. This is the most used. The mid-size nozzles can be used with the hose or the tower. Both put out 50 gallons per minute and have a 25-degree span, which is the most used, and a 50-degree span. And finally, the two larger nozzles. The first large nozzle has a V shape and shoots 60 feet with less control. The second larger nozzle has a flat top and shoots up to 120 feet with almost no control. This is the least used nozzle. Tip: leave the nozzle slightly loose. As clogs form, you will need to be able to detach easily, clean out the clog, and reattach. Flush tank procedures. The flush tank is located on the front of the machine. This allows you to flush the hose when not in use or when moving to a new job site. To use the flush tank, follow prompts on decals on back of the machine. The large black lever is forward when operating normal and not flushing. When flushing, pull the large black lever back and open the flush valve or the red valve. Purge until water runs clear. When rolling hose up, leave hose valve open to let water release. It is okay to leave mulch and water in the tank overnight. Simply let the agitator run for 15 seconds the next day. Flushing the agitator tank. To flush, remove the white cap located on the bumper. Connect back into your water source and let the water flow out until it runs clear. Troubleshooting and maintenance. Clogs. If you lose pressure and a clog is not present in the nozzle, remove the white cap located on the bumper. Make sure the large black lever is in the forward, open position. If substance does not flow, you have a dry mulch clog. Shove a piece of pipe or a broom handle in to knock the clog loose in the agitator tank. Close the black lever, pulling it towards you, and put the white cap back on. Greasing the machine. The grease gun can be located on the back. There are 6 grease points, 4 spots on the pump, 2 on each side, and 2 on the agitator bearings, 1 on each side. It is a good idea to always carry an extra tube of grease. To winterize, first pour a pint of antifreeze down the tower pipe. Make sure the ball valve, the red handle, is left halfway open to prevent a split. To maintain the motor, change the air filter and oil every 1,000 to 2,000 hours of use. To maintain the pump, gaskets need changed every 1 to 2 years. Once the pressure is getting harder to maintain, it is a sign gaskets need replaced. When traveling, ensure that any loose pieces, including the ladder and hose, are secured and the tower gun is completely detached and stored away. For more details and information, including proper mixing ratio, please consult the Quick Start Guide.